What's going on YouTube? CallMeStorms here, and I'm bringing to you guys today a Pokemon Draft League video introducing a team that I will be playing. This is my first Draft League I've ever participated in. Long story short, one of my buddies in a Draft League was looking for somebody to come and join. They needed one or two more or something like that, so I said, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And here we are. In a draft league, and here we are. I'm making a YouTube video again. It's been like over a year, so yeah, we're just kind of diving headfirst into this. I've watched some draft league before, never played in one, never drafted in one, so some new territory for me here. For anyone that's watched me in the past, used to post a lot of VGC, a lot of card openings, as well as playing the TCG app. But I haven't posted a video in a very long time. But I've still been doing all that stuff. Kind of transitioned from VGC Origins over to TCG stuff. Went and played some in person at some locals. And yeah, I'm still heavily involved and invested in Pokemon. I just haven't had time to make YouTube or an interest, really. But with Pokemon Champions, I would definitely want to get back to VGC. So here we are. And what better way to start it out than with some Draft League? So, as you guys probably already know or seen from the title of this video, my team name is going to be the Pouch Protectors. Cue the logo. And of course, we are the Pouch Protectors because our mascot here is the Kangaskhan. Mega Kangaskhan, that is. And I didn't play in a time when Megas were a thing, but I know that Mega Kangaskhan was really good back in the day. And I know it's lost some stuff, like it doesn't have the, what is it, what's that one? Fighting move? Power-Up Punch, that's what it is. It doesn't have Power-Up Punch anymore. But I think Kangaskhan still is a beast. It can still do a lot of really cool things. So, yeah, Kangaskhan was our first pick, our first overall draft pick in this draft. I had, let me see here. There was 12 people. Yeah, 12 teams in the draft. And with my first pick, I picked Mega Kangaskhan. And I picked 5th overall. So, snake draft style, right? So, 5th overall, this was my first pick, Mega Kangaskhan. And yeah, a couple things were already off the board. I think like the Charizard, the Aerodactyl. Actually, I think I can pull it up for you guys. The first guy took Charizard, Mega Y, then Aerodactyl went, then a Pelipper, then Charizard X. Then it was up to me, so things were kind of wide open, except for like the good Rain Setter in Pelipper and the good Sun Setter in Charizard. So I went Mega Kangaskhan. I was like, you know what? Kangaskhan is good. It's versatile. I can do a lot of things still with the Mega Kangaskhan. So yeah, that was our first pick. Then when it came back to us, finally, like I said, this was a snake draft style draft. It came back around and we decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take my second Mega. In this draft, we have 8 total roster spots and 85 points to spend. And Mega Skarmory ended up being my next pick. Basically because we could only use 2 Megas on the team. So we can only have 2 Mega capable evolving Pokemon on our roster. It doesn't matter if we want to use it and just not Mega it. No, if it's capable of Mega evolving, you can only have 2 of them on your team. So boom, I got my Megas out of the way, and Kangaskhan and Skarmory pretty early. I feel like Skarmory was a good budget pick because it only cost 9 points. When we look at the draft pool, I think if it's going to load for me. There we go. The highest tier was 18-point tier, so like that's a lot. So yeah, the Kangaskhan was one of my more expensive ones. And then we jumped down to the 9-point tier to go get the Mega Skarmory. So I feel like that was a good steal. And in being a steel and flying type, you only have that electric and fire weakness. So I was pretty happy with that. With getting my Megas out of the way early and then kind of building the rest of my team around the core of my Megas, right? And my Megas are, with that approach too, I feel like my Megas, I'm going to be like, okay, which one do I want to play with versus this opponent, right? Like, which one do they have a harder time dealing with? So I'm kind of going like on a defensive strategy. I think my team building strategy was more defensive, I would say, than offensive. Like some people leaned into weather cores, like this guy here. He heavy rain stuff, right? This guy here, heavy snow, but he also has like the best sunsetter in the game and sun attacker in the game. So like weather stuff is scary, right? And there's a lot of synergy there. A lot of these mons just have synergy other than weather too, but I leaned into strong defensive core, I think. That's how I interpret it. And I had specific check marks, specific things I wanted to check off, make sure I had on my team when building this team. So, just going over some of the needs that I wrote down. Going into the draft, I wrote down that I wanted a Prankster Mon, something with a fast fake out, strong special attacker, an intimidate Pokemon, a nice utility Pokemon, and then maybe something that's like slower. It can just like either set Trick Room or just like do well in Trick Room. So that was kind of like my check marks, right, going into this after I picked my Megas. Because I will say I picked my Megas first, and then I put those things out like, okay, this is what I need to fill in the blank. Because, yeah. So, where are we at here? My third overall pick. I ended up taking the Volcarona. And the Volcarona, I think, is really nice. It just checks so many boxes. And you know what? Let me actually jump back over to in-game now. So, yeah, we'll go on over. I'm kind of all over the place with this video. Sorry. I'm getting back into things. Manners, my boy. Also, pay no attention. I mean, you can pay attention, but pay no attention to like the stats or the moves, anything on these, because they're like pretty freshly transferred into the game, and everything's going to change drastically based on my opponent that week in their roster. But yeah, Volcarona just has so much utility. You can build the thing out to just be like utility, right? Like Flame Body, boom, he's going to burn stuff, right? So that's going to weaken the physical attackers. Rage Powder, like, yeah, draw the moves into him so that my Kangaskhan or my Skarmory are, you know, good to go and safe. Tailwind, Struggle Bug, like, those are good support moves, but he also can get really nice offensive weapons, too, if you want to build him that way, with Fiery Dance, Quiver Dance, like, setup moves, right? Giga Drain, like, there's things that, you know, he can do it all if he needs to. If I feel like there's a matchup where they don't have an answer for Volcarona, I can definitely just build up the Volcarona to, like, steal the show, basically. But he's also there for, like, great support options, right? With Tailwind, Rage Powder, Struggle Bug, so on and so forth. So my fourth pick after, yeah. So Kangaskhan, Skarmory. I didn't really talk on these guys. Maybe I should go back and talk on these guys. I'm going to go back and talk on these guys. I don't feel like I talked about them enough. No, I clicked train Pokemon. Sorry. Wait. We'll just go to summary. Okay, I'm going back and talking on these guys. I didn't talk about them enough. My first pick overall, Kangaskhan. Awesome move sets, right? Like Fake Out, Sucker Punch. Name all the elemental punches you want. Drain Punch, Low Kick, Double Edge. Both abilities I feel like could come in handy in Scrappy, or what's the other one? Is it Inner Focus? I think it's Inner Focus. Both of those abilities can come in, definitely come in handy based on what my opponent has, what I'm going into that week. I could see it being built many different ways to deal with whatever megas or big threats that my opponents have for that week. So, yeah. And then jumping over to Skarmory, I really like the Skarmory because I think he'll probably come to a lot of matches holding his Mega Stone just in case, but not necessarily built to Mega, right? Like sometimes he will, sometimes he won't, because he can also just be bulky, Tailwind setter, and then like you can go Iron, Iron Defense, Body Press sets, Brave Bird, Iron Head, like offensive sets, heavily invested into your attack stuff. Because I know when he Mega, he gets a lot of attack and speed, and loses a little bit of that bulk. So yeah, as a big Corviknight fan, I also like Skarmory just because, you know, same typing. But yeah, Skarmory's a nice piece of utility and and damage, just depending on what you need him to do that match. Okay, jumping back to where we were. We talked on the Volcarona. That was our 3rd overall pick. That was our like redirection / tailwind / special setup attacker, is how I kind of wrote it out. And then we were still looking for our 4th pick, which ended up being my boy Riot right here. I will say that I didn't actually want the fire Tauros. Nothing against him. I just think the water one's probably better. So I actually wanted the water one whenever I got my turn, but my friend Andrew picked him just a little bit before I had the chance to. So yeah, we had to settle for the fire breed, but that's okay. We're gonna make him work. He's gonna put in that work for us. And yeah, we drafted him because he's Intimidate, right? Like, that's such a good ability. Definitely wanted to have a good Intimidate Pokemon on the team. And this is one of the better ones, and also for a cheaper value. I want to say it was only like 6, 7. Oh, I cannot believe I just said that. 6 or 7 points probably. It was definitely in the lower tier. So I appreciated that just from like a point saving standpoint. Because I was like, okay, like, yeah, I think maybe he's a little underrated. So I took him. Has a lot of different coverage moves to threaten different stuff in the meta. I feel like the fire fighting is just a pretty decent type, offensively speaking. So yeah, that's our Intimidator. Excited to see what we can do with him. And that was our 4th pickup. After that 5th pick, we went with the Klefki. I do have a shiny one, but home is down for maintenance right now. So you'll notice all my Pokemon on my team are shiny. I wanted to go ahead and shiny hunt all of them before we jumped into things with this season. Because I don't know why. OCD, I guess. I don't know. But I have a shiny one. Home is down right now, so I can't transfer. So this is my placeholder. But yeah, Klefki, Prankster Pokemon. That's why another check mark off my list. So definitely wanted a Prankster Mon. I can set up screens with it. I can change weather with it. I don't even know what else. Probably, I don't know what all Klefki has, but like Taunt, T-Wave, like stuff like that to annoy the enemy. Yeah, whatever I feel like I can get away with in certain matchups, certain teams, like, I'm gonna do it with my Prankster Mon. Let me just throw that out there. Because he's the key, literally, to unlocking a lot of cool combinations. So, yeah, Klefki. Nice little Prankster Mon. Moving on, that was our 5th pick. We then went with, which I feel like may have been my steal of the draft. We went and got Weavile. Weavile was a little bit more expensive, but I managed my points pretty wisely going into it all, so like I had enough to take someone like this whenever people were already picking like lower point mons. Weavile, I want to say, was like 15, 12, somewhere in that range, kind of on the higher end, and yeah, I definitely had plenty of points to still go get him. And I was really excited to see Weavile this late because I still needed a fast fake out Pokemon, and I'm pretty sure Weavile is the 2nd fastest fake-out Pokemon in the game behind Mega Lopunny. So, I don't even think anyone drafted Lopunny in our draft, and if they did, like, that's a very rare instance that I'm going to come into it. So, having the fastest fake-out Pokemon is huge, I feel like. Not to mention he's a Dark type, so he's going to be immune. He can go ahead and hit that fake-out and then not get, like, Encored, right, because he's a Dark type. So, well, I guess he can get Encored, but not by, like, the Prankster Whimsicots or the, Prankster Mons, I guess, is how you would normally figure that's going to come and screw you over. So, the Dark type is nice, right, to avoid other Prankster stuff. But he can taunt things, too. He's got hard-hitting physical moves. He's just fast, and he's going to hit hard, and yeah, he's going to be fragile, but, he'll probably be sashed most of the time, and that's his job. Like, he's going to be a little fast demon, and they're going to have to deal with him. So, I'm excited for the Weavile. I feel like I got him for a steal that late in the game, and it checked off the fast fake-out Pokemon I was looking for at the 6th slot. So, then going on, 7th slot, boom, where did we go? We went right here to my boy Sprinkles, and by boy I mean girl, because that's a girl. And Sprinkles is going to be pretty cool for the team. I think Aroma Veil stops all kinds of annoying stuff, right? Yeah, Infatuation, Taunt, unable to repeat, move disabled, healing prevented, and Encore. Yeah, prevents a lot of annoying stuff. And then Decorate. Decorate, I'm pretty sure he's going to be... I think he's the only Mon that gets it. It's a signature move. I don't think they've given it to any other Mons. Just being able to, like, literally go, like, a fake-out Mega Kangaskhan lead into a side Decorate, and then I can just Sucker Punch things, probably, like, to death. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy. So definitely a crazy support Mon. Decorate Helping Hand, right? Like, immediately afterwards, too. Like, I don't know, dude. There's some combos that my boy Alchemy is going to be pulling off. Not to mention, can you imagine, like, Quiver Dance, side Decorate? Like, then you're like, what is that? +4 immediately? Like, that's crazy. I don't know. Maybe it's not +4, but it's plus a lot, and you're fast. So, like, I can't wait to hit some Decorates, all my boys, get them all set up. And this checked the box, I guess, on the team for more utility, more, like, usable in Trick Room, because he is kind of bulky, right, if I need to. But yeah, it was kind of like utility / Trick Room support, right? That's kind of how I labeled the Alchemy. And then for my last pick, looking at my team, I was like, okay, I need some, like, type coverage, because I ended up doubling up in some stuff that I didn't want to. Like, you got fire Pokemon here, I've got a fire Pokemon there. I was like, I gotta get out of this this water weakness, right? So, boom, we went and we got Rainer, the Vaporeon, and I cannot believe how tanky this guy is. Like 237 HP, like that's crazy. Like he was already what? He's over 200 and what's the math on that? 205 base HP before any investment. Like that is a lot. So he's a bulky boy, and he's a strong special attacker with all the weather stuff going on. You know, just throwing a little weather ball on him or whatever. And yeah, I mean, you've got options with him, right? And he's not the greatest competitive Pokemon ever, but like pretty bulky. He can revenge, hit things, and yeah, I think he'll fill the role, right? Because I needed some of that defensive coverage, and I got him for really cheap. I think he was only like 5 or 6 points at the very end of the draft, and he helped us with some coverage. So that's why he went Vaporeon. But excited to see him in some of these matchups too. He's going to be an important piece, even though he is the last one drafted on the team. Definitely has a role, as does all these Mons. And boom, just backing out of it all, you can see them all one more time. So, guys, let me know. What do you think? How does my team look? How do you think the rest of the league drafted? Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to play in this. I've never done one of these before. I haven't done YouTube in a long time, but I'm excited to just, like, prepare weekly against my specific opponent's roster. And this, by the way, this guy is filling in for somebody else that didn't complete their draft, but he's picked things since. I'm not sure what, but he's got a full roster. Back where I was going, I'm excited to train things weekly based on whatever opponent I'm facing, right? And trying to just play some fun Pokemon matches and come up with some cool strategies that you wouldn't normally see. Because normally on the ladder, you just see whatever the top 10, 15 meta Pokemon are, mixed matched here and there, and there you go. You kind of know what to expect. But here, so many other creative and cool strategies can come out just because, I mean, they have to. Only one person can have this Pokemon or that Pokemon. So the meta Pokemon are very spread out, and you need, kind of some placeholders to pull off known strats, and then, like, answers to, I don't know, some of the other ones, I guess. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Super excited to get into this content with you all soon. And yeah, stay tuned for some Draft League matches coming up real soon.